Look at this number for a second. 0. Water freezes. You put on a jacket, -20. Your fingers hurt after 10 minutes outside, -40. Bare skin starts to freeze in minutes. Keep going. -50, -60, -71.2. That is the coldest temperature ever recorded in a place where people live, not a research station, a village with a school and a shop. And no, this is not the Ice Age. People woke up there this morning, which raises the question I could not stop thinking about. How do you survive a temperature that kills almost everything else? Because your body has a hard limit, and it is not far away. Your core sits at about 37 degrees. Drop it by 2, and you shiver and lose fine motor control. Drop it by 5, and you stop thinking clearly. Drop it by 10, and your heart is in real trouble. At -70, the air pulls that heat out of you fast. Animals out there die. Wolves lose toes. Livestock freeze standing up. And yet a few thousand people call this place home. The village is called Oymyakon in eastern Siberia. So how do they do it? Start with what they wear. In deep winter, people go out in more than 20 layers. All of it together weighs about 14 kilos. You are not dressed, you are packaged. Step outside and your eyelashes freeze within seconds. Your breath turns to ice in the air and makes a soft rustling sound. Locals say it sounds like dry grass moving. Now think about the boring parts of your day. There is no running water in most homes. The ground is frozen hundreds of meters down, so pipes cannot be buried. Instead, people cut blocks of ice out of the river. They drag the ice home on sleds and melt it in a barrel. Washing yourself takes 4 to 5 hours, mostly waiting for water. The toilet is outside and waste freezes the moment it lands. It builds up into frozen columns that can reach 2 meters. Cars are their own problem. Leave one off for a few hours and it freezes solid. To wake it up, you cover it and blast heat underneath for 3 hours. Many people simply never switch the engine off all winter. Even the cows get protection. Farmers tie cloth covers over their udders so they do not get frostbite. And food is where it gets interesting. Nothing grows there. No vegetables, no fruit, no grain. So people eat raw frozen horse meat, liver and fish. Raw is the point. Cooking would destroy the vitamins they need. A diet of pure fat and protein in a place with no plants. And if that sounds familiar, it should, because humans have solved this exact problem before. 20,000 years ago, much of Europe looked like Siberia. The Ice Age was not a cold snap. It was the world people were born into. They had no coal, no boiler, no jet heater. And they made it through anyway. Here is how. First, they learned to build with what they killed. At Matchstick in Ukraine, archaeologists found huts made of mammoth bones. One shelter used around 149 of them, bones for the frame, hides over the top, a fire in the middle. Second, they got very good at fire. We used to assume their fires were crude. They were not. Hearths in Ukraine burned at over 600 degrees. They burned wood, and when wood ran out, bone and fat. Third, and this is the one people underrate, they invented the needle. A bone needle with an eye found in Siberia is about 50,000 years old. Before that, you could drape a hide over your shoulders. After that, you could sew clothes that actually fit. Fitted clothing traps a layer of warm air against your skin. That thin layer of trapped air is the whole trick. It is why 20 layers work in Oymyakon today. Same physics, 50,000 years apart. So look at what the two have in common. Shelter that traps heat, Ice Age hides and bones, modern 7-layer walls, constant fire, their hearth, their coal boiler that never switches off, and a diet built almost entirely on fat and meat. The tools changed. The problem did not. But there is one more piece, and it is inside their bodies. Because the people of Yakutia are not just dressed for the cold. Some of them are built for it. Researchers studying the region found something in their genes. Variants in genes that control how the body makes heat, not by shivering, by burning fuel in a special kind of fat. Brown fat works like a heater rather than a storage tank. In winter, their heat production rises by about 6%. Their thyroid feeds that system harder in the cold months. 6% sounds small until you are outside at -60. If you follow this channel, you have seen this pattern before. The sea nomads grew larger spleens for diving. These people tuned their internal furnace for the cold. Same species, two completely different problems, both answered by the body. Which brings me to the number I actually wanted to check. If they live like the Ice Age, do they die like the Ice Age? In the Ice Age, average life expectancy was around 33 years. Neanderthals came out around 38. Those averages are dragged down hard by children who never made it. Now the same number for Yakutia today, about 68 years for men and 79 for women. Roughly double the Ice Age figure, in a place that is colder. Still below the Russian average, and the winters are part of why. So no, they are not living like the Ice Age. They are using the same three ideas, with much better equipment. Trap the heat, never let the fire go out, eat fat. Everything else is engineering. I keep coming back to one detail from that village. Children walk to school in the dark and only stay home below -55. -50 is a normal Tuesday. We think of extreme cold as something humans escaped, but some of us never left, and we are still figuring it out. So, honest question. How long do you think you would last out there? If you want more stories about how human bodies handle the impossible, stay with us. Subscribe for a new human story every week. Give it a like if you learned something. And tell me in the comments, how many minutes would you survive at -70?